Have you ever imagined waking up in the morning without the alarm clock blaring, without the rush to get ready for work, and without the stress of bills constantly waiting on the kitchen table? Imagine starting your day not with fear, but with freedom, the freedom to choose what to do because you want to, not because you have to. That, at its core, is financial independence. But what does it really mean to be financially independent? And how do ordinary people get there? In a world full of jobs, bills, responsibilities, and temptations, how can someone carve a path to true financial freedom? Let's take a journey together, one built not on luck, but on mindset, discipline, and smart choices that anyone can begin applying today. Why does financial independence matter more than ever today? We live in an age where technology moves faster than our ability to keep up. The cost of living rises, jobs are shifting, and entire industries are being reshaped. Many people live paycheck to paycheck, constantly stressed about making ends meet. Yet at the same time, stories of young investors, entrepreneurs, or people who chose an unconventional path show us that financial independence is possible. So the question isn't whether it can be done. The question is, what separates those who achieve it from those who don't? The answer lies in mindset, discipline, and the willingness to step outside the traditional cycle of earn and spend. What does true financial independence actually look like? Many think it means being rich. But you don't need billions in the bank. You don't even need to be a millionaire. True independence happens the moment your passive income, money that comes in whether you work or not, consistently covers your expenses. At that point, work becomes optional. You can keep working if you love it, but you don't have to. Picture this, you own a small portfolio of investments. Every month, dividends flow into your account. You rent out an apartment or two, and that rent covers groceries, utilities, and living costs. Suddenly, your job isn't a cage. It's a choice. And that choice is what financial independence is all about. Why does the journey begin in your head and not in your wallet? Money management is more about psychology than math. Most people fall into what's called the rat race: earn money, spend it quickly, then work harder to earn more, only to spend more again. It never ends. The first step to breaking out of that cycle is to change the way you think. Instead of asking, "What can I buy with this paycheck?" begin asking, "How can this money work for me?" Every dollar you don't waste is a seed. And when that seed is planted into investments, it grows into a tree that bears fruit for years. The more trees you plant, the bigger your orchard becomes, until one day, your orchard feeds you forever. How do you take control of money instead of letting it control you? It starts with awareness. Many people don't even know how much they truly spend each month. They swipe cards, pay subscriptions, grab coffees, and eat out without realizing how quickly it adds up. Sit down for just 1 month and track every expense. Write it all down or use a budgeting app. You'll be shocked at the leaks. Maybe you're spending hundreds on takeout. Maybe you're paying for 5 subscriptions you never use. The goal is not to deprive yourself of joy. The goal is to align your spending with your values. Cut out what doesn't serve you. Redirect that money toward freedom. Why is an emergency fund the shield of every financial warrior? Before investing, you need protection. Imagine you invest every dollar and suddenly your car breaks down. If you don't have savings, you'll be forced into debt. And debt is the enemy of independence. That's why building an emergency fund, 3 to 6 months of living expenses saved in a safe account, is the foundation. It's your cushion against life's punches. With it, you'll never panic when unexpected bills come. You'll simply handle them and keep moving toward freedom. When does money start working harder than you? Once you've built stability, you can begin investing. And this is where the magic of compounding begins. Compounding is often called the eighth wonder of the world because small, consistent investments grow into massive wealth over time. Picture this, you invest $10 a day into an index fund. After 1 year, it's not much. But after 10, 20, 30 years? It snowballs into hundreds of thousands, sometimes millions. That's the power of time combined with patience. Investing isn't about getting rich overnight. It's about building a machine that keeps working long after you stop. How do you build streams of income that never sleep? The key is diversification. Don't rely on just one source. Build multiple. Stocks, real estate, online businesses, royalties from creative work, even automated side hustles. Each stream may start small, but together they add up. Imagine having 5 or 6 small streams of passive income. None of them is huge, but combined, they cover your rent, food, and utilities. That's freedom. That's security. That's independence. Why is lifestyle inflation the silent killer of freedom? One of the biggest mistakes people make is increasing spending whenever their income rises. You get a raise, you buy a bigger house. You land a bonus, you upgrade your car. It feels rewarding, but it traps you. True financial warriors resist this temptation. They keep their lifestyle stable even as income grows. That difference, the gap between what you earn and what you spend, becomes fuel for investments. The larger the gap, the faster you reach independence. What role do mentors and education play in your journey? No one achieves independence by luck alone. You must constantly learn. Read books about finance. Listen to podcasts. Follow people who have walked the path. Learn from their mistakes instead of repeating them. Seek mentors who can guide you. Surround yourself with people who talk about investments, opportunities, and growth, not those who only complain about money. Your environment shapes your mindset. And your mindset shapes your results. Can work still matter once you're free? Absolutely. Financial independence doesn't mean sitting on a beach doing nothing. In fact, many who achieve it continue working, but on projects they love. The difference is that money is no longer the driver. Passion, meaning, and purpose take over. And isn't that the ultimate goal? To wake up every day and choose what to do because you love it, not because you need the paycheck? Why is time your greatest ally and greatest threat? The earlier you start, the more powerful compounding becomes. A person who begins investing small amounts in their 20s can outpace someone who invests 10 times more in their 40s. Time multiplies money. But procrastination kills it. Every year you delay is a year lost forever. So the best day to start was yesterday. The second best day is today. What obstacles stand in your way and how do you overcome them? There will be setbacks. Markets will crash. Investments will fail. Unexpected bills will arrive. People will doubt you. Even friends and family may not understand your choices. But every obstacle is a test. Will you give up, or will you adapt? True independence comes to those who persist. They learn from failures, adjust, and keep moving forward. Why is financial independence as much emotional as mathematical? Money is deeply tied to emotions: fear, greed, envy. When markets rise, greed tempts you to risk too much. When markets fall, fear pushes you to sell too soon. The greatest investors aren't just skilled with numbers. They are masters of psychology. They control their emotions when others can't. So learning emotional discipline is just as important as learning financial strategies. How do you know when you've arrived? It's not a number in the bank. It's not a magic milestone. You know you're financially independent when your passive income covers your lifestyle consistently, and you feel peace. When you can walk away from your job and nothing in your life collapses. When bills are paid, your family is secure, and you wake up with choices instead of obligations. That's the moment you've arrived. What happens after independence? This is the part many don't talk about. Once you're free, what will you do with that freedom? Some travel the world. Some start passion projects. Some dedicate themselves to charity. Some simply enjoy time with family. The beauty of independence is that there's no single right answer. The right answer is yours. The ultimate truth about financial freedom, financial independence isn't about money. It's about control. Control over your time, your choices, your life. It's about reclaiming the hours of your day from bosses, from bills, from debt, and giving them back to yourself. And the path there is not reserved for the rich or the lucky. It's built step by step, through saving, investing, learning, and believing. So the real question is, will you start planting the seeds today, or will you let another year slip by? Because one day, you'll wake up. And the life you want, the life of freedom, choice, and independence, will either be something you're living, or something you wish you had started sooner.